Welcome to FPA 209, Public Administration and Public Relations. My topic is about theories of mass communication. This is Professor Raymond S. Macatangga, an MPA student at the Gig City University. So let's proceed. The theories of mass communication. According to Elihu Katz, he said that what do people do with media? The first topic is about uses and gratification of theory. This theory, propounded by Katz in 1970, is concerned with how people use media for gratification of their needs. An outcome of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it propounds the fact that people choose what they want to see or read, and to the different media compete to satisfy each individual needs. So as we see in the diagram, we could see the Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the form of a pyramid. The five levels in form of a pyramid with the basic needs such as food and clothing at the base and the higher order needs climbing up the pyramid. The fulfillment of each lower level leads to the individual looking to satisfy the next level of need. And so, till he reaches the superior most need of self actualization. So, we all know that we all go to the very bottom part until we reach the top, wherein hopefully we get satisfied. But as we know, people doesn't satisfy easily. They keep on looking for alternatives and looking for another needs. So as we go on the discussion, the uses and gratification approach reminds us that people use media for many things. Media users become increasingly confronted with choices. This approach could direct our attention to the audience. Lul's television research found that families use television for communication facilitation, relationship building, intimacy, and structuring the day. In general, the researchers have found four gratifications. Number one, information. We use media for information. We want to find out about the society and the world, especially in this time of pandemic. We normally go to the television to know what is currently is happening in our country or probably in our city. It keeps us curious, and this would fit the news and the documentaries, which give us a sense of what we're learning about the world. So we could see here pictures of the newscasters for Saksi, and probably a documentary such as Investigador or Born to be Wild and such more. For personal identity, we may watch the television in order to look for models for our behavior. When we watch different TV series, we often choose that suits us. Okay, example, we may identify the characters that we see in a soap opera. The characters help us to decide what feel about ourselves, and if we agree with the actions they succeed, we feel better about ourselves. Sometimes we relate with the characters that we watch, that we say that I feel the same way as the actors do. In number three, integration and social interaction, we use media in order to find out more circumstances of other people. Aside from us, aside from what we're feeling right now, we want to know what is currently happening with our other people. Watching a show helps us to empathize and sympathize with the lives of others so that we may even end up thinking the characters in the program as friends. Sometimes when we watch these things, no, we we get so emotional, and sometimes we want to know more if how to help them, as if we know them already and we could relate on what they're currently happening. Number four, of course, is entertainment. Sometimes we simply use media for enjoyment, relaxation, or just to fill time. So the most popular pastime probably now would be Netflix. But if you don't have a Netflix account, probably you have a cable, or if not, then probably YouTube. And we want to watch something that interests us. So in Netflix, we have different genre. It differs on what your current mood is, probably comedy, adventure, and if you have kids, you could also choose uh, uh, movies or soap operas for kids. According to the research Really by Really in 1951, they found out that children in peer groups use adventure stories from the media for group games, while individual children use media stories for fantasizing and daydreaming. The study thus found that different people use the same messages from the media for different purposes. Katz et al. In 1973 found that the media are used by individuals to meet the following needs, such as cognitive needs, affective needs, personal integrative needs, social integrative, and tension release needs. On the other hand, the research in and measurement of media gratifications relies on the work of Conway and Robin in 1991, who established the following gratification factors in TV use: pastime, entertainment, information, escape, relaxation, and status enhancement. Number one, as mentioned earlier, is cognitive needs. We want to acquire information, knowledge, and understanding. Example for that would be television, when you watch news, video movies that is documented or based on history. So in cable, we have history, National Geographics, where we find different articles and documents about what happened in our world or probably different countries and sceneries. Affected needs. Deals with emotions, pleasure, and feelings. So when we watch movies and television such as soap opera and sitcoms, we sometimes get emotional, sometimes we are pleased, and sometimes we get double reaction on in the things that we watch. Sometimes we say that we could relate further with the movies that or the sitcoms that we watch. Personal integrative needs. So in this sense, we want to be more credible, stable in our status. So it's very common now, especially in the time of pandemic, that we go to YouTube or probably in Facebook and look for tutorials. Now that in the COVID season, we now have new new realization that we can cook, that we can bake, that we could be a plantito or a plantita. And this is because of the social interactive needs that we see in social media or probably in the internet. Number four, social integrative needs. This is more on our family and friends. According to Pew Research Center in 2013, regarding data on social media usage, it was found that in Twitter and Facebook, users likely engage in Instagram, which suggests similar usage and gratification. We all know that if there's something new, we kind of shift from Facebook to another platform. Okay, so but it's the same situation that we normally do. We want to communicate, we want to send messages to people. So it could be a further example for that would be internet, using email, instant messaging such as messenger, okay, chat rooms, and social media. Number five is tension release needs. Okay, so to escape and have diversion. Good example for that would be alone time or probably time with your husband and wife or with your family members. This is to ease the stress that had happened probably in the weekdays, and you tend to spend family time. And in family time, we sometimes choose whether you want to watch a television, a movie, a video, radio, or an internet. So these are my references for my report. Thank you very much for listening and see you soon. Thank you.